13 freaky dolls you don't want to play with. Letter. Letter is supposedly an ancient Eastern European gypsy doll. At least 200 years old, it was discovered under an abandoned house in New South Wales, Australia. Owner Kerry Walton has gone on the record many times admitting the terrifying consequences of finding such a doll. Objects move, items fall off the walls, and in its presence, people and animals alike tend to freak out. In early attempts to sell the doll, he would probably suddenly feel utterly incapable of following through. Letter, short for Let Me Out, is also known for its head full of human hair, for causing rain whenever it's taken outside, and for readjusting its seating position all by itself. Okiku. The story of a haunted doll takes many forms, but the most popular in Japan is that of Okiku, a doll which resides at a temple in Hokkaido. The doll was born in Hokkaido in 1918 by a 17-year-old boy for his 3-year-old sister called Kikuko. It is said that she loved her doll so much that she would take it everywhere she went, even sleeping with it in her bed. Tragically, Kikuko died a sudden death the following year after catching a cold. The family kept the doll at the household shrine for remembrance and prayed to it. They called the doll Okiku after the child they lost. Slowly, they started to notice something strange. Okiku's classic Okaba haircut was slowly but surely growing. This was taken as a sign that the doll was possessed by the girl's restless spirit. Years later, in 1938, Kikuko's father gave the Okiku doll to a temple to be looked after, since he and his family had moved to the mainland for work. Even today, you can go to the temple in Hokkaido to see the doll for yourself, but photography is not allowed. Annabelle. Annabelle's story starts in 1970 when she was given as a gift to a girl named Donna by her mother. It displayed classic haunting characteristics like leaving notes and moving around spontaneously. It wasn't until Donna's friend Lou was introduced to the doll that it became more menacing. Lou awoke one night and was paralyzed. He saw Annabelle at the bottom of the bed and it scurried up to his throat and started to strangle him. He eventually passed out and woke up the next morning convinced it was not a dream. A few days later, he heard a noise coming from the upstairs bedroom. When he entered the room, he collapsed and felt a pain in his chest. When he opened his shirt, he saw 7 claw marks, which faded over the subsequent days. The haunting ended when paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were called in. Annabelle now resides in the Warrens' Occult Museum, with holy water preventing her case to be opened. Peggy. On the surface, she looks like your average doll with your standard issue glassy blue eyes and cute Doris Day bob. But Peggy isn't so innocent. Apparently, she's possessed by a spirit. British paranormal investigator Jane Harris reported over 80 cases of people having chest pains, nausea, and debilitating headaches after looking at photos or videos of Peggy. The 4 different psychic mediums who have studied Peggy all say that she is restless, frustrated, and previously persecuted, possibly with ties to the Holocaust. Palau Ubin Barbie. Legend has it that in 1914, during World War I, the British captured a German couple in Singapore whom they suspected were spies. The couple's daughter managed to get away only to fall off a cliff in Palau Ubin and later die. Residents erected a shrine in her memory with a porcelain altar that reportedly contains her crucifix. The Barbie doll, however, only appeared in 2007 after a male islander dreamt of a white girl leading him into a toy store and specifically to the Barbie doll aisle. After having the dream for 3 nights in a row, he went to the store the next day and found the exact doll from the dream. He bought the doll and placed it at the shrine in place of an urn. Robert was originally given as a gift to Robert Eugene Otto in 1906. The gift was given by a disgruntled servant who reportedly practiced black magic. Otto's parents would hear him talking to the doll, who they assumed was replying in Otto's own voice. However, the haunting was not confined to a simple conversation. Neighbors reportedly saw the doll peering through the windows when the family was out. The doll was also seen to blink and change expression from time to time. At night, Otto would cry out, prompting his parents to see what was wrong. They would enter the room to the image of their son petrified, surrounded by turned furniture. Otto was adamant that Robert had done it all. After enduring 20 years of Robert's antics, the doll was donated to a museum in Key West, Florida, where it resides locked in a case to this day. Charlie was first discovered in an attic of an old Victorian home in upstate New York in 1968. Charlie was locked away inside a trunk with newspapers dating back to the 1930s and a yellowed piece of paper that had the Lord's Prayer written on it. The family placed the figurine on display with their other dolls and toys. Soon, however, Charlie seemed to move on its own, swapping places with the other toys. Not long thereafter, the family's youngest daughter claimed that Charlie spoke to her in the middle of the night. The parents dismissed the claim, chalking it up to their daughter's overactive imagination. But the little girl and her siblings were still terrified of Charlie and they refused to go near it. When mysterious scratches appeared on the little girl's body, the family decided to lock Charlie back up in the attic trunk. Haunted Doll Gang. Most haunted dolls are dumped by their owners when they start behaving badly. But the owners of these 8 dolls were reportedly interested in paranormal phenomena and bought this collection because they were said to be possessed. Their names: Crystal, Monica, Charlotte, True, Isaac, Lily, Cameron, and Ashley. The owners have a camera constantly recording the dolls and other parts of the house. In 2009, one camera appears to have recorded something quite strange, a ghostly boy appearing at the bottom of the staircase. Joliet. The story to this doll starts with a jealous family friend mysteriously giving this cursed doll to a young woman as a pregnancy gift. Tragically, her baby boy died only 3 days after birth. Soon, however, the family began to hear a baby's cry coming from the doll. The doll has since been kept in the family for 4 generations, and as a result, very little investigation has been possible. But legend has it that each owner has consistently given birth to one healthy boy and one healthy girl, with the boy mysteriously dying on the 3rd day. And according to the family, Joliet continues to cry out with the spirits of the multiple baby voices coming from within. Haunted Elmo. One of the most popular toys on the market for young children. There is nothing menacing about this furry red puppet. That is, until 2008 when the Bowman family bought an Elmo Knows Your Name doll for their 2-year-old son, James. The model of this Elmo recites personalized messages and the name of its owner. This model seemed to be defective, though the reasoning is unclear. This Elmo would say the word kill before James's name. It would say kill James, kill James. The parents took it away, but it continued to spout death threats to the entire family. Fisher Price offered a replacement, but young James, I think, was a little too traumatized after his last experience. Mandy. Mandy does not play well with others, and in the Quesnel Museum in Canada where she lives now, staff say she must be kept in a separate display case. When she is displayed with other dolls, she knocks them over. Staff also report their lunches disappearing and that visitors' cameras often fail when taking pictures of the doll. Mandy is a porcelain baby doll probably manufactured in Europe around 1910. The woman who donated her reportedly told the museum she was getting rid of the doll because it would cry at night. Pupa Latin doll. Pupa, Latin for doll, was made in the 1920s to resemble its Italian owner. That trend continues to this day with dolls such as American Girl Just Like You line, but in those days such dolls generally used their owner's own hair. Pupa's owner claimed the doll spoke to her. After the owner died in 2005, the family put Pupa in a glass case, and reports say that the doll now changes positions from time to time. Her facial expression changes as well, and she'll tap on the glass as though she wants to get out. She's also said to move items around in her display case. Ruby. Like a few dolls on this list, Ruby could never stay in one place at a time. Its owners often found the doll in different rooms of the house. Once more, picking up Ruby induced feelings of sadness and nausea. According to its former owners, Ruby was passed down from generation to generation. The doll's spooky origin traces back to many years ago to a young family relative who was said to have passed away while clutching the doll. After jumping between different family members, Ruby has now found her forever home at the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult, where visitors often feel an overwhelming feeling of sorrow from the doll.